This is News 4 San Antonio Today, the only local news station with nonstop news.
It's what we do. We got a lot to get to today. Nonstop news starts right now. Little reminder here, we are the only TV station in town commercial free until the top of the hour.
We have you covered this morning. You just heard from Jeannette, and she'll give us a look at weather once again in a few minutes.
Joy and David Mendoza all over traffic this morning. There's a big issue here. What's the latest, Joy?
Yeah, so we have reason to believe that this accident here on the northeast side may involve some serious injuries. This is along Wetmore Road near the airport. Photojournalist David Mendoza is there on scene bringing us this live picture. He's been following all the latest updates in this. Good morning, David.
Hey, good morning. Yeah, this is the 8800 block of Wetmore in between Loop 410 and MacArthur View. That section of Wetmore has since been shut down. Reports of a vehicle extraction, people having to be physically removed and from their vehicle after being entrapped. I've seen some people being transported. Looks to be very serious accident. From what I can tell from this perspective, it looks like we have a couple of vehicles, maybe a singular vehicle that has been involved with an 18-wheeler tanker truck, maybe even slamming into the back of it. Again, people being transported in the paramedic unit, looking to be pretty unresponsive and pretty seriously injured. I'm waiting to talk to police to get some confirmed details on this, but again, very serious accident here on the 8800 block of Wetmore. I'll continue to stay on scene. I'll let you know what else I can learn from this. Back to you.
All right, David, thank you. We'll continue to check in on this. So everyone at home, send your prayers to the northeast side this morning. In the meantime, traffic-wise, this does mean that Wetmore Road is shut down completely at Loop 410. 410 is open, but Wetmore Road entirely shut down. No traffic allowed through at the moment, while first responders work to assess this situation and get help to everyone who needs it. Rest of San Antonio actually doing okay. We do have a little bit of construction happening in the downtown area. Of course, that's on the upper level of I-35, northbound from I-10 to Brooklyn. Nothing out of the ordinary, though, there. That's the latest for now. We'll have another update for you in just a few minutes with your on-time traffic.
All right, Joy, thanks. 6:42. The medical examiners released the cause of death of a Cuban man who died while he was in ICE custody in El Paso. So the official cause for 55-year-old Geraldo Lunes Campos is a homicide caused by asphyxia due to neck and torso compression. Died at Camp East in Montana on January 3rd after fighting with guards. ICE initially claimed that Lunes Campos tried to kill himself, but witnesses told the Associated Press that guards choked him while he was handcuffed. His family's lawyers have filed an emergency motion to keep witnesses in this case from being deported. Battle over growth, taxes, and water heating up in Northwest Bexar County. City Council set to address a controversial development plan next week that opponents say could threaten a major drinking water source for millions.
They will be focusing on Lennar Corporation's request to create a municipal utility district for the planned Guajolote Ranch development. News 4 San Antonio's Taylor Whartonby joins us live with the very latest. Good morning, Taylor.
Good morning. Now that meeting is scheduled for today at City Hall at 9 a.m. and we will be able to hear from residents and their thoughts on this. Now, the proposed development by Florida-based Lennar involves the plans to build about 2,900 homes on more than 1,000 acres at Guajolote Ranch in Northwest Bexar County near Scenic Loop and Babcock Roads. A key component of the plan is a wastewater treatment plant designed to discharge an average of 1 billion gallons of treated sewage daily into the Helotes Creek watershed. Opponents argue the plan threatens the Edward Aquifer, a primary water source for nearly 2.5 million people across multiple counties. They also argue the municipal utility district proposal could jeopardize water quality and burden new homeowners with higher property taxes. While supporters say this proposal would help fund infrastructure through bonds paid back by residents. Now, we will be in that meeting at 9 a.m. and we will bring you the latest. Reporting live outside City Hall, I'm Taylor Whartonby.
All right, Taylor, thank you. Folks who live around McAllister Park want more patrols after constant vandalism and car break-ins. The park police there say they're doing the best that they can, but they admit their staff is spread thin. Henry Basuk, the president of the San Antonio Park Police Association, says they are currently short 70 patrol officers after 44 positions were transferred to SAPD without being replaced.
Of course, what we would love to see is more patrols and more surveillance. Unfortunately, due to the limitations of just staffing and manpower, that's just not a realistic expectation.
I think the city has taken on the idea that they can do away
with a designated proactive park police unit and instead just kind of roll it into the average SAPD officer on patrol.
So we asked the police department, for comment. The chief sent us a statement which reads, SAPD will continue monitoring activity at McAllister Park and across the park system throughout the transition, and we will adjust resources as needed to keep parks safe for everyone.
Time now is 6:46. A California manufacturing company is looking to set up shop in South Bexar County. County leaders are ready to offer big tax breaks to make it happen. Industrial Electric Manufacturing, or IEM, could get a huge tax break if they move here. Deborah Carter, the director of economic development with the county, says commissioners approved offering the company a 70% tax reduction on property taxes for 10 years if IEM chooses to move to San Antonio. They build electrical grid parts that bring power from power lines to users, and they could invest $200 million in our area.
Initial phase will bring 2,960 jobs with an average wage of $53,000 a year. It's exciting to see every employer and every housing opportunity and every retailer and restaurant that is growing within that community.
IEM plans to take over a property over at Brooks City Base. Again, they could invest about $200 million in our area. If the contract is approved by both the county and company, IEM could be up and running by 2028. In his remarks in Switzerland Wednesday, President Trump reiterated plans to make home ownership more affordable. This includes his push to cap credit card interest rates.
I'm asking Congress to cap credit card interest rates at 10% for 1 year. And this will help millions of Americans save for a home. They have no idea they're paying 28%. They go out there a little late in their payment and they end up losing their house. It's terrible.
President Trump says he will ban institutional investors from buying up single-family homes. The president signed an executive order Tuesday directing his administration to look into ways to do just that.
MGM Resorts International has reached a new milestone in using clean and renewable energy. Tuesday, the company announced it's using solar energy to power daytime electricity along the Las Vegas Strip. The MGM's president and CEO says the company plans to use 100% renewable energy domestically by the year 2030.
Time now is 6:48. Ford is recalling about 116,000 vehicles due to a potential fire risk. The recall includes certain Focus, Explorer, and Lincoln vehicles. The model years range from 2013 to 2019. According to the recall notice, the engine block heats may crack and develop coolant leaks, which increases risk of fire when plugged in. Dealers will replace the block heaters for free.
All right, how about this story? Take a look at this. A man in Florida caught on camera stealing a steak at a grocery store by stuffing it down. There he is right there. He took the steak and he shoved it into his pants. What is he doing? The store's owner said that was a big old cowboy steak. Those are expensive. That's worth about $100, they say. One of the store workers followed him out, got the steak back, but the suspect ran off before police showed up. That begs the question, you just throw it out though, right? I mean, you're not going to sell that to anybody.
No. Well, I always wonder why you feel bad for people who steal food. So I lived in an apartment and they stole the baby carriage, whatever, stroller.
Yeah.
And you think, well, maybe that person needed it more.
Yeah.
So.
Well,
you feel for that
I
person.
do feel for that, but don't shove it in your pants, you know? I mean,
there's a price to pay.
Yeah.
I mean,
yes.
It's sad.
Now the grocery store is out of whatever.
Yeah.
It just becomes wasteful.
Broke the law. Do they forget that there's cameras?
Probably.
All right, let's talk weather.
Uh-oh. You might, you want me to, oh, is this my chance?
I'm ready.
Oh, all right.
I'm ready.
Well, I'm waiting for you.
All right, so here's what to expect across our area. Our weather is going to be changing drastically this weekend. It now looks like we will be above freezing on Saturday. However, Saturday night into Sunday morning, it is going to get extremely cold. The strong Arctic cold front gets here late tomorrow night. It'll start to move into North Texas during the day tomorrow, but it's going to take its time getting into our area. Once it moves through, temperatures drop in the wind picks up. Gusty winds beginning Friday night through Saturday. Gusts 25 to 35 plus miles an hour. That alone will make it feel even colder. Mostly just a cold rain Friday night through the day Saturday. But then Saturday night into Sunday morning, we may see some patchy ice closer to San Antonio. That could cause slick travel. Better chance, though, for the ice and the slick travel from the hill country on north. Dangerous cold, wind chill temperatures single digits to teens. Some areas of the hill country could actually dip below zero. So actual temperatures 20s and 30s Sunday morning, but wind chills ranging between -2 to 15. First round of precipitation, mainly rain, patchy ice possible late Saturday in the hill country. Second round brings a higher risk of that wintry mix closer to the hill country and San Antonio, and that's when slick travel is possible. Saturday night, Sunday morning, possibly ice accumulations in the hill country that could produce or create some power outages. Much of North Texas, at least 2/3 of the state, under a winter storm watch. That is now a winter storm warning in the pink. North Central Texas into a good chunk of Oklahoma. For our viewing area, it's the hill country where winter weather is possible. This is a winter storm watch that runs from Saturday morning through Sunday morning. All of us under an extreme cold watch, and that's from Saturday evening through Monday morning. I want to show you the precipitation that's starting to develop off the coast of Southern California. That is associated with an upper level low that will be moving east. And that is what's going to provide the moisture and the lift for the rain that we'll see here, and the winter weather really. Talking snow, North Texas, ice, Central Texas, mostly rain for us, but there could be some patchy ice. There's the Arctic air. It's starting to move into the northern plains, and that's just going to continue to dip to the south and east. Clouds and a bit fog this morning. Most of the fog is in the eastern zone. This afternoon it clears out, partly to mostly sunny. Notice tomorrow it's cloudy in the morning, cloudy in the afternoon too. And then once the rain moves in, it's mostly just rain. Friday night into Saturday morning, still no pink here. However, that may change as we go into Saturday night into Sunday morning. Temperature 74 today, 70 tomorrow, and then dropping throughout the day Saturday, but looks to stay above freezing. We get below freezing Saturday night, Sunday morning. It is going to dry out Sunday in the afternoon and still frigid Sunday night into Monday morning with temperatures in the teens and 20s. Here's the extended forecast for the other 3 zones. We'll continue to keep an eye on this. Make sure you have that 4-zone weather app. You can get this online at news4sa.com as well.
Live to the northeast side, we continue to follow this very active situation along Wetmore Road. This is right on the intersection with Loop 410, where we have a serious crash, likely involving very serious injuries. Photojournalist David Mendoza is there. He is bringing us this live picture, and he also brings us another update. Good morning, David.
Hey, good morning. Yes, still very active scene. First responders still on scene, some paramedics unit leaving. I did briefly speak with a sergeant who is going to give a formal statement here momentarily. But again, this is the 8800 block of Wetmore Road, closed down in between 410 and MacArthur View. We will keep you updated with the situation on air and online. Back to you, Joy.
All right, David, thank you. We appreciate you as always. And when David does get that official update, if it's not before we come off the air here, you'll be able to find it on our website. You'll be able to find it on all of our social media accounts as well. That is the only accident that we're tracking right now. The only other thing you need to be aware of are the construction closures downtown on the upper level of I-35 northbound from I-10 to Brooklyn Avenue. That's the latest with your on-time traffic.
Oil makes America and the world go round, especially the modern world, and nothing ignited the imagination of what oil could do like a single discovery just outside of Beaumont, Texas, 125 years ago this month.
Taylor Justice shows us how a photograph became part of an amazing America.
A cold January morning in 1901 just outside of Beaumont. Port Arthur photographer Frank Trost positioned his camera to capture this image, and it made international news.
It was around the world within a couple of days. You saw headlines in a London paper and in other places, and it really started by even the next day. The trains were bringing in sightseers.
A A few hours earlier, a combination of instinct, science, and just plain good luck led to the discovery of oil at a salt dome known as Spindletop.
All of a sudden there was another roar and the oil just spewed up through the derrick and out the top of the derrick and like ended up being 150 feet high. And that was the gusher.
It was the quantity of oil that changed everything, but the discovery didn't come easily.
Drilled through December, October, November, December, and into January with all kinds of trouble. They hit the sand, I don't know how many times. They kept having to invent things to go through all of this problem drilling that later became standard operation procedure.
People rushed to Spindletop, then other parts of Texas. Oil was proving to be a new, reliable energy source.
And there were salt domes all along, not just the Gulf Coast, but in a lot of other places, and that they were going to be able to check those and find oil under a lot of them. And so all of a sudden there was this new source that just needed to be tapped.
Out of this would come oil companies to refine and transport the oil, names like Gulf Oil and Texaco, and the birth of the modern oil industry.
That's really amazing when you stop and think about it, about how much that source and that quantity changed history in just 125 years. Probably more than anything else in our evolutionary history that I can think of.
It's almost impossible to imagine Texas or America without oil. This wasn't the first discovery of it, but it's the one that sparked the petroleum age. Reporting in Beaumont, I'm Taylor Justice.
Well, we will be covering the winter weather storm over the next several days. Keep it here on 4 and obviously download the 4 Zone weather app for all that.
Yeah, it's going to be cold. Thank you for joining us.